to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pray with me. Lord, we thank you for the many blessings that you've given us. Lord, we thank you for this community that we live in and this district that we serve. Lord, please be with each board member tonight. May we give us wisdom as we make decisions regarding the students and the faculty. May we always act in the best interest of them. I ask in Jesus' name, amen. I will call this meeting to order. Note that we do have a quorum present, and the agenda was posted in the timely fashion. We're having a legal meeting. Next item is recognition of Students of the Month in the board conference room. If the board will come around front.
Good evening. Tonight I would like to introduce our Soaring Cardinals. In third grade, we have Miss Carly Foster. Come on down, Carly. Carly is a true leader and a perfect example of a soaring cardinal. She is always willing to help others and she is always kind. She brightens my day with her smile and enthusiasm to learn. Carly Foster. You did good. Congratulations. All right, our next soaring cardinal, Michelle Foster. Michelle is a born leader in and out of the classroom. She is always willing to help others. She is always so kind to all. A true soaring cardinal. All right, Michelle. Here's your medal. Here's your certificate. Here you go. Congratulations. In fourth grade, we have Michael McMurrin. Michael is a sweet and kind student. His curiosity and enthusiasm in science are impressive. He asks thoughtful questions and always strives to understand new concepts. He is a hard worker. Good job, Michael. Next, fourth grade, Mia Seals. Mia is eager to read and such a hard worker. Her enthusiasm for learning is contagious. Mia is a friend to all. I'm so proud of her. In fifth grade, we have Macy Gunther. Macy is always willing to help do whatever is needed. She has a smile on her face every moment of each day. She is also a positive influence on others in our classroom. Macy is a delight to have in our fifth grade classroom. Good job, sweet girl. And fifth grade, Emily Ramos. This semester, I met with our English teacher, Ms. Baldier, one of our teachers who is here, and and Miss Baskin, our 8th grade English teacher, and asked them what are some ways we could encourage our middle school students to continue reading. And so we came up with a challenge that we called Readers Are Leaders. And what we did was we challenged the students to read 12 regular size, their grade level books, or 24 of the smaller books. And we can tell you, it was a difficult challenge, but it encouraged our students to read. And so tonight what we're going to celebrate with our middle school students are our readers, our leaders, our champions. So for our 6th grade, I'm going to have all of these students come up, and then I'll let them tell you their favorite books. Madeline Nunn. Vincent Wilman. Reed Coleman. And Abby Nichols. Okay. Would you guys like to tell them what your favorite book that you read over this semester was?
Invisible.
Okay. Vincent, what about you?
I already have 51 files.
Great. Reed?
I survived.
Great.
Possibly Club.
Awesome. These are 6th graders. Now we'll have our 7th graders come up. Our first 7th grader, Miss Fothergill said, read 25 books. So Dakota Green. We also have Britt Hawkins. Brinley Mendez. Daniel Nelson. Lizzie Lloyd. Avery Scatoni. JC Kyle.
Great job.
And I'll let each of these students tell you their favorite book they read this semester.
Probably the newest Diary of a Wimpy Kid that came out.
Journal. Back somewhere. Translate.
Our 7th graders. We had 2 8th graders complete the challenge. We had Miller Coleman. And we had Madeline Sanders. All right, guys. Y'all tell them what your favorite book was this semester.
All
All of them. Awesome. Madeline, what about you?
Very Large Expanse of Sea.
Great. These are our 2 8th graders. Now we're going to celebrate our high school organization of the week, or the month, excuse me. I don't know if many of you, if you've seen our Facebook page, if you have, you know. This past week we had a unique situation. We had 2 teams facing each other for the national championship. And so one team came out victorious, and we're so proud of both of them. But we have Mr. Brown and our esports national championship team here. So let's bring them up and give them a round of applause.
Thank you. Great job. Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
They said playing games is every play fails.
Esports is a new world for me, so I asked Mr. Brown if he would expand upon their season and tell a little bit more about what all they have accomplished, because several of these boys also competed for the state championship this past weekend. So I'm going to let Mr. Brown kind of brag on these guys and tell you some of their accomplishments from this season.
All right. So, pretty much all these guys, we have a couple that couldn't make it here today that were on that national championship team. But, I mean, really just like any other sport, I mean, they worked hard all season long. I mean, I can't tell you the hours that we put in preparing for our state championship matchups this past weekend. I mean, we got in and watched game footage. We had game plan. I mean, we broke down their offense, their defense. I mean, it was basically X's and O's on a Saturday afternoon for us. But it's all about them, though. These guys came to me in the spring of 23 and said, hey, we want to be in esports. We think that we can do good in Overwatch. We think we can do good in a few different games. But they said they wanted to play. And I said, all right, let's see what you got. They went 1-7 that year. Then, after they saw what competition was like, it's not just hopping into games, you know, playing with your friends. It's legitimate competition. And so they worked hard over the summer. They came back in the fall, and we made it to the playoffs. Didn't lose a game. And then last fall, we lost our semifinal matchup before the state championship match. This year, we worked even harder. I can't tell you, again, I can't brag enough on these guys on how much they wanted to work on it and figure out how to get better. And we took the next step, played on the big stage against a 5A school with almost 3,000 students in their high school alone. Because unlike traditional sports, esports is not segmented into the different classifications. So all year long, these guys were playing against 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A schools. And they didn't lose a single game until we got on that big stage against one of the biggest 5A schools in Texas. So honestly, I can't brag on them enough. It's hard work, it's determination. I mean, we're up here till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night on game days, practicing, everything else. So just because you can't go out in the stands and watch them on the field, I mean, these guys are putting in the hours, putting in the work, just like all your other athletics teams. So if you give them one more round of applause for all that.
I have two very special awards that I'm going to give before I give my staff member of the month. This is an award that is regularly given, and it's one that I hope I don't have to give again. This is our Hero for Students Award, and I have two recipients this month. I have Mr. Charles Bush, and I have Mr. Abe Lane. If I can have both of those guys come forward. Just 1 second, I'll brag on you a little bit longer. So I'm not going to divulge too much into this particular situation, but we had a student needing medical help, serious medical help, and it was in Coach Bush's class. Coach Bush, he reacted, was very calm. He took charge of the situation. When he was providing medical help, he actually dropped the phone. And who other but Aiden picked up the phone. Aiden recognized the situation, brought it to Coach Bush's attention, picked up the phone, talked very calmly to Nurse Nisi, told Nurse Nisi exactly what was happening and where it was happening, and Nurse Nisi was able to provide help as well as the rest of us to get there. And so I want to commend these two for their calmness, their reaction, and for providing help to a student who really needed it. So let's give these two a round of applause. Finally, my staff member of the month, Miss Brandy Sanders. This lady right here could be staff member of the month every day of the week, of every month. And for those who work with us, they know. She is the backbone of our secondary campus. She keeps all of us in line, including Coach Turner, which is a tough job. She is a champion for our students. She's here for our teachers, and she provides me so much support and love, and also a good kick in the, hey, get out there and get this done. So I appreciate her and her guidance every single day, and she means the world to me, the world to our students, and the world to our staff. So, Miss Brandy Sanders.
Ms. Sanders?
Okay, and my 5th grade student, Mrs. Emily Ramos. She is our soaring cardinal for 5th grade this month. Come on Emily is an awesome reader. She works hard, asks questions when needed, and is an all-around good student. She gets along well with her peers and always has a smile. Her positive attitude is a real asset and absolutely contagious. Emily Ramos. And then our staff member of the month, our kindergarten teacher, Miss Tanya Gordon. Miss Gordon brings a rare combination of kindness, patience, and creativity to her classroom every single day. She not only teaches our youngest learners the fundamentals of reading, writing, and math, but she also helps them build confidence, curiosity, and a love of learning that will stay with them forever. Thank you, Ms. Gordon.
And I don't normally do this, but this is this is a pretty big award for two student athletes from the football team this past year. They both received a form of academic All-State. So not only did they put in good time on the football field, but they also put in the time in the classroom. And so it's very, very important that what they do. The first one is Adrian Benalis. And the next one is a kid that, and I'm gonna tell a little quick funny one that I actually left off of our Facebook thing. I looked back and Mr. Brown, he put everybody out there that was posted of our all district, so it didn't look like he won all district, but he actually is the first kid that I've ever had that was on the elite academic all-state team, which is the best of the best. And for those, elite is elite, but just to put it into perspective, he was the only kid in Bowie County that was on the elite academic all-state team this year. So that's a pretty big deal. And we're really proud of him, and that's Aiden Fothergill.
Congratulations.
Everybody that was recognized tonight, if you'll come out into the hall in front of, by the Christmas tree, in front of the logo, we'll get you a picture. Parents and family, you are welcome to stay. It'd be the funnest 4 hours of your life you ever had. But feel free to leave if you want. Thank y'all.
Do we
we have anybody signed up for public comments? Communications?
Not this month.
Next item is consent agenda. We have the minutes of the November 21st regular meeting and the monthly financial report. Does any board member have any item they want to discuss or pull? Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda, items A and B as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Skip around.
They should be fixing to come in, I would think. I was gonna text you as soon as
We have some people joining at 7, about 1 minute.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That teacher was not bad. We get Tim's too?
No, I won't be feeling good. I'm learn to.
So I do have Jason Briley with WRA.
Mic is off.
And then, yeah, I turned it off just so they wouldn't hear all that. And so, and then Robert may make it. It's going to depend on how he comes out of his board meeting that he's presenting in tonight too. So,
Ready?
Jason, can you hear us okay? Can you hear us okay? Let's see. Yeah. Jason, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Can I hear you?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. So appreciate you joining us tonight and coming in. So I was just fixing to talk a little bit about what we found when we went to our GMP meeting a little over a week ago and present those pieces to the board and let them know where we are as a group and let you have a chance to talk just a minute. So I appreciate you coming in on us. Okay.
Okay.
So board, we did have our meeting with with Ideal. Was it November the 13th? December 13th? Is that right? About a week. It was a week ago Thursday. And anyway, that meeting was where we looked at all the final GMP for the project. I did put that in front of it's in your packet as well. And so it's a spreadsheet, colored spreadsheet. Should be right before the tab from OBR. So number's going to be back here. I think. Not in that. Should be in there. Yeah, right there. So, David, it's a colored sheet. Okay. So, this one. Yeah, okay. So anyway, it just shows the different pieces that were there, kind of where we fall out as a trade. We've been quite a bit of revisions with WRA and with OBR, putting things out so that again, trying to get a more concise final product and come back in something that would be within budget for us for Mod ISD to get this project going. The final tab on this was a grand total of $5,596,000, and so just right at 5.6. And so as a total square footage, I think if my tabulations was right, that's right at $586 a square foot for this. And so just felt like that was going to be a little more than we wanted to spend on this project. And so I visited with Jason, visited with Robert, and felt like the best thing for us to do was to look at other options going forward. And so Jason and Robert with a WRA were right on board to be able to whatever's needed to get the project going again, to get us so that we can get to a final piece and have a finished building that Maud can be proud of. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. In doing that, there's some timing issues as well. And so Jason, if you don't mind, if you explain just a little bit of where we are right now as far as the project, kind of we had a meeting yesterday with WRA and OBR to kind of look at the pieces going forward and look at the timelines for getting this project off the ground. So Jason, if you don't mind, I'll let you speak on those pieces there. let you fill in some blanks and be able to answer any questions, anyone has any questions from it.
Yeah, sure thing. We're gonna go ahead, since we've already gone through the whole process, with ideal, we already, our drawings, any addendum items, things like that. So when we put out, we're gonna put out a new signed and sealed set of plans on January 9th, and put those out for bidding. We will take final bids on February 18th at 2 p.m. And then we're gonna have a meeting with Dr. Peters on February 19th to evaluate those bids. And I think, that's about it for dates coming up.
And the plan is to be able to have a final to the board for the February meeting, so which is the last Thursday in February. So that's really what we're shooting for there.
I don't know what it said. I was looking at this recently. I'm talking
So anyway, that's really the piece there. As far as depending on the direction of the board, but if the board does take action on the other pieces after this, that will change the front end of this piece here. Jason, you mind just talking to us a little bit about what that means, changing the front end of it and how that affects putting it back out?
Yeah, the front end, we're gonna change our divisions, Division 1 and Division 2 part for the specifications, which is just notification to bidders. So we're gonna change some things up so that they know these are gonna be sealed proposals, some things like that. So we basically will just put together, basically it's gonna be the same set of specifications, just with 2 new sections in them.
And I do want to reference the piece from Robert with OBR. He provided you, it's got his owner builders as a tab of it. Just that we did get the draft of it. He felt like coverage was really good this time, but we still believe there's some areas for refinement, specifically in scope of mechanical and food service. Reviewing with consultation with the WRA, it's our recommendation that the district change course and provide competitive sealed proposals as preferred delivery method. OBR has already looked at some potential contractors in the area. And then after discussions with WRA, they've targeted that we're shooting for the February board meeting for consideration proposals. So that's just kind of where we are in the process. And the last bullet there is it's our expectation that the yield will be a much favorable result by opening the process to more general contractors and subcontractors in the area. So that's really what we're trying to do is get that piece where we can get a broader scope and maybe get in some contractors and some subs that have not bid so far in this project. And again, the whole point is to get us something that fits with the budget that we can stand for this, and also make sure that we are able to try to touch as many of the pieces of this bond project that was originally designed and deliver those pieces back to the community.
So Jason, in your opinion, do you feel that we've pretty much done everything we can to keep a good quality product, but get this value engineered as much as we can? Or do you still see room?
I think there may be some questions on the mechanical that we discussed the other day, Dr. Seegers. I think you said the gentleman that comes out kind of works on some of the equipment out there at the campuses. It mentioned a few things that we would be able to change, and we're going to meet next week or so, or start of January. We're going to meet about that, and then we'll let our consultant know to make any changes to their plans regarding the mechanical system. But other than anything else with the building, we value engineered that down to as far as it's going to go.
That's correct.
And you believe on the foundation that that's correct as well too? It's value engineered down as much as it can go, or?
Yeah, it is. We went back and forth with our consultants and also I think with Robert, and we've got that down as far as it will go as well.
Okay. Thank you.
So the total bids, that was pretty much where we were shooting for the overall project, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
What I thought.
Yes, sir.
And all this other is the contingency allowance and the general conditions and all that was for bills and contracts, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So contractor recognition.
Yeah, we, originally, and I know originally we passed some time, but, that total bid, yeah, 4.6, that was
Pretty close to what we was expecting overall.
correct, for the whole piece
Yeah.
of it, yes, sir.
That was for the cafeteria renovation and driveway.
That's just the cafeteria, just cafeteria. yes,
Just
sir.
cafeteria. No band hall, no cigar.
Two.
So, you know, and as far as this, in my simplistic way of looking at the world, at the 586 mark, you know, that's gonna blow our budgets completely. But I said if we continue that way, we would have built the cafeteria, there's no doubt in my mind. We would have done part of the band hall, and we would not touch the road project at all. You know, we'd be out of money.
Yeah.
And so, we're not guaranteed to get there, but at least I think this way, there's an option that we may get a lot closer. And so, and that's the whole piece we're trying to do, is to deliver that to the community, is get as close as we can to that, and if not, and hopefully even maybe exceed it, you know what I'm saying? But, I just don't see that in the other method that we've been pursuing. We've been through it, we've raked it over, and we just haven't been able to get there. And so I think everyone's worked extremely hard on it, we just haven't been able to get there. And so, this is the other method of going in, and I think at least gives us a shot. Well, we're still on 7 right now. So I just want to make sure we give a complete, if there's any questions that y'all have, wanted to have the big, you know, the smart guys behind the scene that help out tremendously available to answer any questions that might come up. So y'all typically ask me questions that I can't answer.
So typically for this time, we'll still be able to break ground after school starts or before school's over with.
Yes, sir. And Jason, that's what Terry's asking. Are we still able to break ground potentially with the end of school, in May at the latest?
Yes, if the new bids are accepted by the February 27th board meeting, probably, a month or two for some procurement, to get materials on site. So yeah, by the time the school year will end, we will be broke ground.
That 4 cents on this sheet here,
That was
where
it.
it's showing 5.5
Mhm.
on the OBR.
Yes,
in
sir.
the market. What was the market showing around here?
We're showing roughly on that between 425 and 450 a square foot. And so, which is basically about $1 million difference. Which for a project our size, that's huge, you know.
Well, no.
Well, yeah.
Difference in a road or no road.
That's right.
Correct. Any other questions on that board?
I'm good with it.
Okay. Jason, I appreciate you being able to jump in for us and provide some clarity there, and, you know, some background information, you know, to our board members. So as always, I appreciate the work that you and Robert have done with WRA to support our project and continue to help us get down the road. So thank you.
And no problem at all. I'm always happy to work with everyone and try to get this project, give your community what it deserves. So yeah, we're more than happy to jump on calls like this. No problem at all.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and Merry Christmas.
Okay, yeah. Merry Christmas to all of you. Everybody have a good holiday.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
See ya.
What's Peter's building number? I think they're building like a middle school and elementary school?
I know they're building on their schools, I don't know their exact project. But yeah, that's, I know, when I talked to, look at it, he's the program person for PG. He was a superintendent at LE for a while, for a long time, you know what I'm saying? But they were seeing under 400 square foot on their projects. And so, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, had we been at even 450, I was willing to come in and say, all right, board, I think this is probably the best we can do. Let's go ahead and get rolling. But again, that's the difference in $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, it's just.
I feel like we're making the right decision.
I feel we'll know if they were getting good pricing or not after we go through this process. So
We'll go back.
yeah, but we tried.
You know, again, it's turning every leaf, you know, and sometimes we just gotta turn them off.
Yeah,
So,
just takes a little time.
but I think they can help us tremendously. So, all right, so board members on the other action items there, it's gonna be in that blue folder. And I didn't get these documents until this afternoon, and so, I mean, that gray folder, that blue?
You did.
Gray folder, I meant.
I thought you was messing with.
So there's some language and motions on that front top page, and then each of those resolutions are there. I apologize, those wasn't in the board packet earlier, but again, we got those this afternoon. So
What you say that was, great folder?
gray folder. I promise you, it was all in
I
there.
don't think it. Yeah, like I said, me go all over my desk.
You got it found? Leslie, you good? If where it says agenda, language, emotions, you reading that?
Yes, sir.
I thought that's the rest of it.
He's waiting on me to catch up.
You got it? Okay. So next item is deliberation and possible action to rescind prior selection of construction manager at risk as the delivery method for the 2023 MISD bond program projects, and to select competitive sealed proposals as the procurement method that provides the best value to the district for the 23 MISD bond program projects.
So I was going to give you some little backgrounds to make sure. So remember on the CMAR, that was one that was guaranteed maximum. If anything goes wrong, it's on the contractor at that point. So those are competitive sealed proposals, so the risk is back on the district for that piece right there. And so there is some risk to this, but at the same time, when you have that nature of a project, you know, it's going to have some inflation into it just to protect you know, interest, which everybody understands that piece right there. You know,
What is the potential risk that, is it weather days, putting us behind? Is it change orders?
change orders is the one that's the piece there.
Inflation of material.
And so, you know, or, you know, even a contractor or subcontractor that's gonna stay with it and finish a project, you know, pieces. There's some risk there. You know, I do feel like talking with, you know, with Robert, and, you know, we wanna make sure we get a reputable contractor that's good, you know, it's got a lot of subs in the area. And then, you know, with that piece right there, that's a huge thing going in our direction. So, again, you know, that's just a piece we gotta put out and test the waters there, but at the same time, if we can get the right contractor in there to take our project, I think it can go a long way. Robert Gedwall shared that, you know, typically on projects of this size, he doesn't recommend see them at risk. He said it's just better off for the district to go seal proposals. So.
Well, that is the way we've done most of our projects
Yes,
in the
sir.
past. This was kind of a new venture for us.
Yes, sir.
And on those sales proposals, we still got the choice. You can just take the lowest.
No, we get to choose, look at the value, look at the history of them. You know, there's a lot of variance in there. We'll put the RFP together in the next 2 weeks, so going out in January. And so, you know, we'll look at, we'll make it as level a field as possible so that we, you know, get the right person.
I'm good for it.
Any other questions? All right, do we have a motion to rescind the prior selection of construction manager at risk as the delivery method and to select competitive sealed proposals as the procurement method for the best value for the district 2023 MISD bond program projects?
Yes. I move that we adopt and approve the resolution rescinding the prior selection of structure manager at risk as the delivery method for the 2023 Malta ISD bond program projects and selecting competitive sealed proposal as the procurement method that provides the best value for the district for the 2023 Malta ISD bond program projects.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. It passes unanimously. Very well said.
That was very good. Glad I didn't have
Well, I made big bucks.
Item 9, deliberation and possible action to delegate authority to the superintendent concerning the 23 MISD bond program projects.
So this board, this doesn't take anything away from you, it just gives me the authority to act on behalf of the board in setting up the initial pieces with the architect and Robert, putting this out for RFP, getting that process going, and then once that's all done, that will come back to the board for final selection. And so that's not getting ahead of you, it's just doing the background work that's got to be done in preparation for that.
When you send it out, how many bids do you expect?
We're hoping for
10?
I'm hoping for 8 to 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? He's identified several in this area that he feels would be there.
That's good.
So I would be extremely happy with that. We had 2 last time, so that would be a lot better, in my opinion, a lot better opportunity for us.
I agree.
These next two others call for a motion.
Okay.
Beat everything twice. Any other questions? All right, do we have a motion?
Yes. I'll move that we adopt and approve the resolution delegating authority to the superintendent concerning the 2023 Malta ISD bond projects and road.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second. All in favor? It's unanimous. On to item 10, deliberation and possible action to determine the prevailing wage rate for the 23 MISD bond program projects.
And just like the last time, board, this is just putting us in line with the prevailing wages in the Davis-Bacon. It's Exhibit 1 in your packet. If you want to flip through that, it just shows the prices that we'll be looking to pay, and it puts it out there in plain language for the contractor to know exactly what is in line with acceptable wages for this area and the different trades that would be associated with this building.
Any question or discussion? Do we? You good? You need a minute or? Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move that we adopt and approve the resolution determining the prevailing wage rate for the 2023 Malta ISD bond program and projects.
A motion, we have a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Raise your hand. Unanimous. All right, moving on. Information items. Principal's report, athletic director's report, sorry.
All right, we'll start with the attendance. Our kiddos are in stiff competition right now to win the attendance party. Each grade level competes with the others, trying to get the most attendance. We've also put in place a buddy system where our students who have 7 or more absences, we pair them with a teacher or another staff member, and they do a check-in. They check in on a Monday, they check in Friday, just to, say, hey guys, glad you're at school, glad to see you here, I'm glad you made it all week. to help with those students who are having some attendance issues. But it's getting better. I'm really excited. Our 4th grade won the attendance party the last 6 weeks, and it looks like they're going to win it again this 6 weeks. So we've got some stiff competition going on between 4th and 5th. All right. We took our UIL students to Texarkana this year. They placed 3rd overall, and I believe we're bringing the UIL back to Maud next year at the elementary. According to the teachers, said they want it back here on our campus, so we're going to have UIL back at home next year.
Let me make the rest of the district sweat a little bit first.
Okay, but the teachers came back and they're just like, please, can we please have it here? I'm like, I'm good with that if you're good with
Charge
that.
them more for doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't say anything else. All right, we also took our students who met their AR goal for the semester. We had 130 students meet their goal. That's huge. That means they had to read so many books and they had to have 85% or better on each test that they took on the book. So that was huge. They had a good time. We fed them popcorn and drinks and they bowled. The next picture, this was just a picture of our winners from last month from our turkey bowl. That was great to see the kids cheering on their teachers. The teachers got out there and a couple of them were trying to throw the turkeys like baseballs, but they had a good time, a really good time. Our canned food drive went over very well. We collected almost 300 cans, and the food that the kids collected will be given out to Maud residents in need this holiday season. Our senior citizen luncheon, our elementary leadership presented to our seniors for Cardinals. They talked about their service projects and what all was going on within the school. 5th grade, Miss Gaines had her students learning about circuits, and they made some really cool Christmas cards, light up using the circuits that they learned how to make in class. That was pretty fun. And then you see a picture of our leadership team just beautifying our campus, making it look festive. Also, our leadership committee provided breakfast for the teachers this month, one morning. We took our pre-K through 2nd grade to Running J Ranch. This is what I talked about a couple of months ago. Running J Ranch brought their horse here, and the kids got to go out and pet and talk to the horse. Well, they've been pen pals with the horse, so they've been writing back and forth letters, and so they got to go and see where the horse lived, and they read a book to the horse while they were there. They had a lot of fun. Our teachers participated in an ugly sweater contest, and we had some really ugly sweaters. They had fun. Our penguin patch was a huge hit with the kids. They came and they bought for the parents, the grandparents, their sisters. The brothers, that was a little different. We had more of the brother stuff left over because nobody wanted to buy for the brothers. But that was really funny. And Grinch Day, the Grinch came this Wednesday and he passed out candy and talked to the kids. They loved it. And then Mr. Fan and Miss Martinez worked with our kiddos, and our kids went around the 2 campuses and the admin office and caroled. And Santa and Mrs. Claus was a hit. They came and they passed out cookies, and Santa got to find out what every boy and girl wanted in Maud, Texas. That is it.
You asked for that.
Thank you.
That's
Okay. I want that on record.
okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Sagers, do you happen to have the pictures that I sent you that we can show? I
Did you
sent
send them what time?
I shared them to you earlier today.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I sent over some pictures so you could see some pictures. I'm going to hit the highlights of some things that have taken place over at the secondary campus this month. But Mr. Brown put together just first semester. You've heard me talk about these things, but wanted to put some pictures with what you've heard me talk about and to actually see our our students in action. So here are some first semester things that have taken place at Mont ISD. And Dr. Sagers, you can just keep clicking through if you would like. Students going to see the big boy locomotive. And of course, our students of the month. And I'm going to tell you about the top left and our ag projects that we have taking place right now. And band participated in the parade, and then of course held their concerts. And these are our projects that our students are doing in Miss Sprayberry's class, our Spanish classes, so they're doing lots of projects in there. And then our science classrooms, and we have a selfie station that students can stop by and take pictures. We even had some elementary students pose for us to show everyone what that was. And then we have our athletic teams in action with our basketball and cross country. And then of course we had to get Maudie in action at the Christmas parade with our cheerleaders, and then our ag where they hatched their chicks, and our ladies who went to our leadership camp. And then that was part of our drug-free week where we went out and kids played games and went to booths to talk about being drug-free. And that was our esports where they had the competition on the stage, and then where they went to Waco to participate in the state championship. And our floral design team has been very busy. These are some of the things they've done on our door, but they were also asked to go to the bank in Redwater and paint for their windows. So, and they're making flowers for everyone. You can see a wonderful bouquet they made for me. And these are some of the pictures at the bank in Redwater that they painted, and so we're very proud of our girls. And then all three of our groups, we had student council there with Mackenzie and Allie, and then middle school student council, and then we had our seniors actually did a tree as well. And so we had 3 trees up over there in the hallways, and then we had several trees just for festivity purposes, get everybody in the holiday spirit. So those are some of the pictures I wanted to show you, and some more things with our band in action and cheerleading and all of that good stuff. And this was back when we participated in Halloween. And then these 4 students, I'm going to tell you about them. They were selected to RILA this month, and they're going to participate in that in February. And then these are, again, just some of the staff days that we participated together. Our students at UIL. And this was our student council for our Veterans Day program, helping out. More pictures of our veterans there you can see, and then the actual program. And again, just some more pictures of our student council, and then our volleyball team, the organization of the month. And this is our student council participating in Stocktober and presenting at the Thanksgiving luncheon, and then of course in the parade. And our ag in action again, and those 3 middle school students received positive office referrals. And so that's all of it. Thank you. Yes, sir. So looking at the page for this month, this is our enrollment as of this date, and next month I'll have a comparative with last year and this year, so you can see those percentages and you can see our numbers. For our December percentages, I know we only had 3 weeks in December, but you can see there that all of the percentages increased except for our seniors. They were down just a little bit, but overall we were trending back in the right direction where we want to be. And our secondary membership total percentage from August to December, it ended up being 95.63 for the first semester. So that's where we ended up. Our third 6 weeks attendance winners, you can see there are 8th and 9th grade. So they're going to get their Sonic breaks when we get back from Christmas break. Texarkana College, we've done some things with our seniors, getting them closer to graduation and meeting those graduation requirements. So they have started filling out the FAFSA, and they're going to have a FAFSA night in January, to finish that up. And we also completed their peace officer awareness training, so they have that completed. We did have 2 students this week that we did have complete our early graduation program, and so we hosted their early graduation program ceremony yesterday. And those 4 students that I told you I would tell you about, that was Dax and Desiree, Kennedy, and William, they actually applied and interviewed with the New Boston Rotary Club, and all 4 of them were selected to attend the RILA camp. And that's unheard of for all 4 of your students to get selected, so we're very proud of them. Very excited for them. So in February, they will actually go to that camp, and then we'll come back and use what they've learned to help to provide leadership here on our campus. So we're very proud of those 4 students. Our middle school also participated in the UIL academic meet, and we came in 3rd. But I do want to highlight that of all the 6th grade groups that were there, our 6th grade actually had the highest point total. So they did really good for us and everything. Our middle school and high school student councils, as you saw in several pictures there, they've been busy. They also went to Gentiva to help the residents participate in a Christmas shop where they shop for their gifts, and our students helped to wrap them, and they made hot chocolate and served cookies, and so our students did a great job. As you saw there, our band's been very busy with their Christmas concert and participating in the parade and having their parties and everything. Miss Hinton also took her students to the Shreveport Aquarium, and it was a great experience for our students. They actually received a personal guided tour, and they got to actually touch some of the organisms that were there in the aquarium. They got to ask questions, and then they received a pizza luncheon and headed back to school. So they had a great time and learned a lot. So they were very, very proud and very excited. Our ag has been very busy, as you can see there. One thing I really want to note and highlight is that 10 sophomores, they took and passed their American Welding Society certification test. So when we get those certificates, Mr. Barron will get those. We'll have a picture, and we'll post that for everyone to see. So we're very proud of those students. And as I've told you before, them completing their program of study and getting their IBC as a piece of it, well, those sophomores, they're going to be some that we can put in our numbers because they completed a big piece of their program of study. So we're very proud of them. Our students, they started the first round of semester tests today. We'll finish that up tomorrow. And our dual credit students, they finished up semester 1 on December the 13th. So those students will get about a month break. When we get back from the break, we'll get them registered, and I'll report to you on our numbers for second semester and get them rolling in January. Some of the things that we have coming up when we do get back from the break, we have Miss Trinity Gardner. She's going to come up for the second part of her presentation about student safety. We also are hosting another blood drive on January the 9th. And our middle school students will help participate in our Seniors for Cardinals on the 9th as well. And then we'll be celebrating our 100th day of school on January the 23rd. So it's hard to believe, yes. But that's our month. And you guys have any questions or anything?
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, thank you.
All right. Girls basketball is currently 9-6 on the year. In the 2 tournaments they played in, they were 3rd place in the James Bowie tournament, and they won the consolation bracket over at New Diana. They play tomorrow in Harts Bluff, and then again we've got Bowie on the Friday before we come back for after the break. Junior high girls 18 won their first game Monday. They're really starting to show some signs of improvement. The boys are currently 11-4 on the year. Had great showings at the James Bowie and Avery tournaments. I think they were 8-1 in those 2 tournaments. So those tournaments weren't really played in tournament format. It was kind of more just kind of games, and so that's why they didn't. But they were 8-1 on those. So they probably would have won one of the tournaments if you were to count it that way. Boys got a little more action coming up. They play Friday at Harts Bluff as well. Then they've got the North Hopkins tournament. Avery at home on New Year's Eve, and back at home versus Bowie on January 3rd. So we're in the middle of district right now, and very competitive district, especially on the boys' side. And so hopefully we'll get going and get this thing rolling. Junior high boys showed immense improvement Monday night. They looked much better than they did in their first 2 or 3 games. So hoping those guys can get it going. Powerlifting schedule's up. We're hosting 2 meets as usual. Melford's volunteered to judge one of them, and so those are 2 big events for our community. I think we get all kinds of compliments on that, and people really do come far off to our meet because of how well it's done, and I tell people this all the time, it's done really well because of the community involvement, the people that do help out with it, and so that's just an awesome community event for us. So they're on January the 30th and the 13th. Golf, Care started golf a little earlier this year, and we've got big numbers, actually. So I think this year there's actually going to be a little competition on who gets to go to the tournaments each week. You know, whoever kind of is doing the best gets to kind of keep going, and which will, you know, competition always breeds to help things out. The more you can compete, the better off it's going to be. And so with them competing within themselves, I think that's going to help. And softball and baseball fields, Doyle's got those things looking. They're further along right now than what I can ever remember them being at this time since I've been here. Not saying that's how it was before, but since I've been here, they're further along. Got the ryegrass coming up. Infields are pretty much cut out now. It's just kind of getting some fine tuning of stuff. Other than that, anybody got anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, board, just quickly, Tommy worked with Kate's Bank, and we cashed in our 2024 balance. Tommy, you got yours in front of you, or you want to talk on it? Or?
You
Okay.
have the numbers, go ahead.
Okay, so we originally, let's see, balance of 12/9/23 was $240,000. When we cashed out here this month, there was $253,236.72. So we earned the interest for in 2024 of $13,236.72. So money was working for you as a district. You know, continued to do well. It was a great interest rate, despite the futures not being real promising for interest. Cadence Bank, Tommy was able to get us I feel like a really good rate. So 4.6% for our new CD for this next year. Took that out on December the 9th. 241,236.72 was the initial deposit, correct?
Yeah,
Sounds right.
That's the CD, and then we drew off 12,000 so we could stay under the deposit insurance.
Really proud of that.
Option to 12,000 in the general fund, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that clarification. I'm really proud of the work that he did and working with the bank. And actually, when we were sitting there getting ready to take out the CD, the interest rate on the desk was about 30 points lower than what we received. So, great job, Tommy. All right, moving on from there. Update on SHARS. We have SHARS has been really, I don't know if the word is under attack or under scrutiny at the state level. It's how we get back a lot of our reimbursement for medical for our kids that are in different programs. There was a difference as far as the final settle up on it. I didn't print that piece out, but basically it says it's a negative for us of 2656.67. Tommy shared with me a couple months ago that it could have been, you know, we're going to have a settle up. I felt like it was really much better than it could have been for us, because again, the state has really been trying to push those numbers to negligent or almost nothing for the school. And so we're going to see a lot of that coming up in the next legislative session as far as how they're going to allow us to bill for medical expenses for kids that are part of their general education or special education program. So that's just a piece there. So again, there is a settle up piece, but where it could have been, I feel like we landed rather well. Going forward from there, election timeline. So this year we do have 3 board members up for re-election. Tim Roberts in place 2, Terry Johnson in place 1, and Rusty Bailey in place 3. First day to sign up for elections, I want to say it's January the 14th, 15th. And then last day to file is February 14th. And the deadline for write-ins is February the 18th. So Melissa will be able to help you with filing those places if you want to continue to run and be on the board. Keep that information in mind. It does creep up on us rather quickly. So moving on from there, personnel evaluations and timelines. Next piece behind that, presented to the board last year. Ms. Holly just took it and helped with it. We're going to continue the same piece. In January will be the superintendent evaluation. And then February of 25 will be our next set of directors. March will be our instructional pieces. Then April will be our regular teachers. And so that's what we rolled last year in the paraprofessionals. We take care of those in May. So anyway, it's just kind of so you'll know what's coming each month as we work those pieces. And then just a few updates on things, because last month we took quite a few actions. So if you haven't been by the football field, the new athletic building has been erected down there. Turned out rather well, and had one of our local contractors that we all know really well. He stopped by and looked at it, and he said they did a great job of it. So I took that as a big plus. The rock was dropped off today. So under the shed here, which we talked about saving some money here from concrete, we got a load of SB2 dropped off. That's just going to be lawnmower parking and getting in this thing. So it saves us a considerable amount of money and give us a surface that we can take care of and go from there. That leftover rock, we need about half of it for this. The leftover rock's going to go down to the golf driving range and try to extend that parking area a little bit more for our families down there and make that a little bit better seating for them. The fence at the elementary was put up. I think it looks great. And so this is a great, I think it's a addition to our elementary facilities. So, I think it'll, in the long run, it's going to make Ms. Seegers and her teacher's job much easier, and potentially make Ms. Harrell's and her job much easier, because there was just some things that needed to be taken care of.
It's wood.
Sir?
Is that wood?
It's wood, yes, sir.
They stain it?
No, it's treated. And I asked him, I said, when do we need to come back and, treat it? He said, let's give it I understood about a year. We'll come back and treat it, keep it going. So it's got the metal post in it, but the supporting pieces are all wood. And they knocked that out really fast.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't let anything catch them there. So other things happened in the last month too. We've added quite a bit of exterior lighting. I don't know if you've driven around the campus or not, but we've added lighting. Sir?
It's noticeable.
And so, quite a bit of lighting there. Really proud of that. I think it makes it much easier to enter our buildings and a lot safer, and makes our security cameras work a lot better as well. So that's been there. We're in a process of getting ready to update the windows at the weight room in the gymnasium. They've seen their better days, and so that, and replace the window sills in it, which will help a lot with our heating and cooling in that building as well. We're waiting on the final bid, one more bid for the baseball batting cages. We'll be ready to start that piece. Plan on starting that in January. And the intention is to have the boys' batting cage up and running and looking as good as the girls' batting cage before baseball season starts. And if you've been down there, you know what I'm talking about. There is a remarkable difference between the two. I think. Oh, and if you see a generator behind the tech building, just so you know about that, we have had a Generac put there, and that's designed to support our infrastructure as far as data and our backbone that runs everything. There's been probably 3 times since I've been here that the power to our tech building, or our technology IT building, has been lost, and the rest of the schools are all running. And so, but in that case there, all of our Google Classroom shuts down, the internet shuts down, our phones shut down, everything. And so what this will do is, one, doesn't bode well for data to go up and down on the grid, as far as power. But it'll also, with that running, it'll support all of our systems running for a minimum of 2 hours after that. So we have battery backups in Ms. Holly's office and the principal's offices, so that our phones keep working. Our intercoms will work. Now, I will say this, once we update Ms. Harrell's last piece there, our intercoms will work even with the power out, with the battery backup. So that's the reason for doing that piece right there, but it will help us to manage those unforeseeable times a little bit better. So.
Natural gas generator?
Sir?
They run on natural gas?
Natural gas, yes, sir. So, Sorry?
I want one of those.
So I believe that's it as far as superintendent's report, sir.
All right.
Oh, let me think. This DD came off the press today. Remember last month when y'all voted on Louis Cad? So that did come in. I believe that's in your packet as well. But Amy Bowers was elected for a 3-year term. Mike Carter a 3-year term. Jay Davis a 3-year term. Paul Miller a 1-year term, and Robert Shepard a 1-year term.
Ken, that we supported one. That's it?
That's it. Yes, sir.
Sure.
I think so.
We're going to go into executive session at 7:50 p.m. We'll be discussing personnel according to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, discussion of personnel, same government code, resignation, retirement for employees, same government code, in consultation with attorney regarding construction matters, Government Code Section 551.071. Going to executive session now. Session at 8:37 p.m. Next item on the agenda is consider and take action accepting resignations, retirement from employees. We have a motion to accept resignation from Elizabeth Turner.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion. We have a second. Second. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next item is adjourned. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Your ties for lack of a second.